February 28, 2023, Marcus Giavanni here. Denver Metaverse by Marcus Giavanni. I've been writing this for a very long time, folks, and I utilize people's voices and what they say, and I pattern match it in content that I write that seeks out their conversations and what they do. And what it does is it pushes them to the dark web. And the people that can do what I do, there ain't that many, pushes our content to the front. In everybody's metaverse, we all control it. And when you think about it being a super administrator, it's using Google's technique, but we've added some other compliance issues that need to be addressed when you register your. I mean, you can register yourself, but it's best to have the best node connections that have the digital dome that surrounds them. And everybody that's part of it, they just know. Okay, they don't need LifeLock. They don't need all these apps and teach your kids not to be app whores. Some of this language I use, it's the way Generation Z, man. When I get done talking to a group of them people, and when I say people, because that's what they are, they're people. They got ideas, they've got expressions, and they've been lied to. And see the difference between those folks and the people in my age. They're people like me is more like them, and there's more of them than there would have been back where I was, because we were like, no way, man. Shut those fuckers up, man. Shut them up. And now they've got a whole fucking soldiers of them, and they're not going to be lied to as adults, because they're looking at, look what's gone on with my mom and dad, because these are thinkers, because they do digital. And all these candidates that are running are no near the digital of where I am at. And even if they try, it's laughable. And so I just pray for them all, man. Just like I want people to pray for me, because our life is short. Digital's forever. And there's some allies and there's adversaries that are banking on us right now. They're hedging their bets against us, and I hedged our bets. And because our IT people, our technology people, they're a bunch of bloviated fucks. Because they put us in this situation without telling their bosses, because they didn't elevate their knowledge bar. And same people that have a 40-year PhD in technology, it's like, dude, you're outdated. Sorry, go back to school. So these forever PhDs, this is all bullshit now. On the internet, it's a new game, folks. It's the high dollar. It's real estate, beyond living next door to Snoop Dogg in a metaverse that you paid $300. This is real life shit. And I manage 80 platforms right now that we could have turned on it, and we still can. See, I don't need to be mayor. See, the job was me to be mayor, and then use some of these apps to clean up our courts, clean up our family court system, Denver Health and Human Services, the Tri-County bullshit healthcare system, and start paying these people the money they deserve, man. I mean, when we walk into those in some of these clinics or something, man, it's doom. Even though some of them have really beautiful girls working there. I mean, they really go out and get their hair done, their nails done. I mean, and it's cool. And you know what? When you tell them girls, God, you all girls in here look beautiful. That's what I do. And they'll thank you. It's like, man, that's it. You gotta walk away. Point made. Made it to all of them. Well point, G. But that's what the metaverse is all about. Being able to build what we're gonna do and what they're gonna see after we go. And see, then that's where the bad guys come in and start writing stuff, and where you can't defend yourself because you're dead. Well, the same thing that they do is what's going to happen to them. But see, they won't matter anymore, because they'll just be in the dark web, and they'll live in that anger and that fucking hate and all that bullshit, writing on the walls, and the pissing on our streets, and having sex with their fucking with their tent doors open, thinking that fucking nobody gives a fuck. Millennials and Gen Zs, they do. And they can barely afford to live here. Some of the rents that they're paying here, whoosh, my goodness. But there's people paying it. They're coming from other cities. They got internet companies, so they're bobbing here because, hey, it might be record high murder rate, but fuck, where I came from, this is a cakewalk. Yep, until those numbers rise, and those numbers rise fast, folks. So they're gonna go, fuck, man, I just left this. When reality hits, that they move based on what the records are killing, so that they don't get killed themselves or they don't get caught up in it. And so every city they move to, they bring that city's like, oh man, those are the bailers. Like, oh shit, they don't value life. Oh shit, man, you think you're a murder rate? You should be. We're from Chicago. When it gets that bad, then I guess I move again. Yeah, well, it'll be really quick because it's gonna snatch all your money because you didn't make the money you thought you had because people aren't buying the properties. Like the certain people like to spin that bullshit in regards to what property values is and isn't. And so all you have to do is get to know your metaverse, and you'll know when the right time to do everything in your life, because artificial intelligence is there to make your life the most easiest, pleasant life you've ever imagined. No hate, no bigotry, no nothing. And all those people that talk that's what they see, that's what they dwell, and all those people fucking just live that life. As they should, because that's what they want to live. But I don't want to live like that. You don't want to live like that. Denver don't want to live like that. And to me, being a mayor, I didn't really want to be mayor, folks. I needed to be mayor. Because I've got apps for everything. And as smart as some of the people they have, and the more ignorant ones we'd get rid of real quick. Day one, my job is to fire most of the head administrators in most of the departments. That's what I do. Especially Denver Health and Human Services, but there are some really good departments, okay? Denver court system, the clerk, they're very good. Those girls, they go out of their way to do as much as they possibly can without giving you legal advice, which they can't do, with documents and stapling and doing things, and they'll help you. And then the 311 operators, the woman that runs that, I'd call her up and she'd be my chief of staff. Come on, baby, you're coming at me, but you're still gonna control that there, because those people and our citizens, our city employees, it's about time we start paying them $30 an hour so they can raise a family, so that people go, I'm gonna work for the city. You do your 20 years, next, you get a new guy. When people start laying off, boom. But the good news is that we want to be the first in the nation to offer $30 minimum wage. Because then you can't, because by the time we build and go get permits to build this fucking thing, and go destroy that property value with all those people paying 30-year mortgages, and now they got a huge freaking low-cost housing unit moving up there. It's like, wait a second. We got a lot of vacancies. You got these big monstrosity apartments that are being built along the I-25 corridor, as it should. But see, they're building those so that everything's contained, so they don't have to go anywhere. Like those people, they go downstairs, there's a 7-Eleven. They go downstairs, there's a Starbucks. They go downstairs, there's a Burger King. They're all micro mini. That's the way the new Mediterranean living is going to be. Mediterranean. But when you understand what the metaverse is about, and that we all control our own metaverses. Look at this, United States, Colorado, Metaverse, LLC, Meta Adventures. Meta Adventures is great. We're going to be able to create so many jobs with people that are going to be developing content, so that people who have money that want their legacies, they're like legacies, and immersive legacies. And where right now, like, you'll be able to wear a suit and you'll be able to hug your dad as if it was your dad really hugging you. And it will be, he's hugging you because that's what he's designed to do in his suit. So you're looking at your pop or your grandma or one of your loved ones, and you get to hug them again. Just, say whatever it is you had to say. And that's what we build. We build different. We do games, but one of the game we're doing right now called Democracy Sluts. That's going to be a couple of years off because some of the stuff we want to do, we can't do right now. It's just in our minds, and I want to be able to do that. And so I know there's somebody out there that can do this, because there's always somebody that can do something. It's just being able to find them through all the bullshit of all those that say they can do it, and you spend money and you work on their promises, and you find out they couldn't do a fucking thing they said. Well, this is why when you use your Google Assistants or your Unities or your whatever it is you use, Amazon, whoever you program your assistant to be, it has to be done. I've ignored mine a lot because I want it to guess me. And it's really not guessing me, I'm guessing myself. So when you understand how artificial intelligence works and how we're all being indexed with our voices now, it's the new latent print that applications, you have to put your fingerprint on your phone, and those that don't have the two-step verification and all that kind of stuff, your content goes to the dark web. Because we have to know who you are on the internet. In the digital world of being able to go into one metaverse into the next, you're going to have a passkey. You're going to have a doll code. Do you know what a doll code is? Do you know what EdoClad project is? This is some deep mind stuff, man. We don't share this. These are people that we don't even know. Other people that all use the term, and they realize that we're developing content for the next generation of thinkers. Using the digital matter that we create in our own metaverses, that we use the internet to upload our content. And now the fake and the bias and all that shit that destroys and makes our universe very unhappy, our digital verse, our metaverses, very unhappy. It's now going to be funneled. Either you're doing Internet of Things or you're doing dark web of things. You're either doing the right thing or the wrong thing. That's how AI thinks, simplified. You either are you or you aren't you. You're either using Google or you're using DuckDuckGo, and you're going back and forth and you're doing all your secret stuff on this one. And I indexed my shit a long time ago, folks, because I had to know, and I know now. So whenever, as long as you're not hurting nobody, you can do pretty much what you want. But if you're I don't know, just things you do. If you don't, I don't want someone taking a picture of my member and putting it on the internet so everybody can see it. Who does that? I was a male dancer. I could have made a ton of money doing porno and everything. I was like, no way, I ain't doing that. It's a little too much, man. I ain't doing that. My dad would freak though. My mom. See, I always have somebody that would keep me from being that. And I always thought, and I always will think, that I'm going to heaven. If there's a heaven, there ain't. I'm going to find God. I'm going to kick his ass. Period. Point blank. Did he say that? Believe me, God has a sense of humor you would not believe. He put me on this earth, didn't he? That's how you know there's a God. My God is everyone's God, because we're all gods. God made man in image of himself. They are all gods. Our bodies are temples of gods. Some people put decorations on them, and yet the Bible says, no, can't do that. Well, that's why God gave man free will. Because you say, well, God, this is my body, and I don't agree with everything you say, and I want to get this tattoo because it symbolizes something that happened to me in my life. And being a symbol, Indians do it, but you're not Indian, but it doesn't matter. I'm taking on their religious cult. I'm going to mark up my body. Well, what happened to all those people that were marked up back in the day? The minions and the not minions. So anyways, folks, it's all in front of everybody. Some people are going to grab it. Some people aren't. They're waiting until April 4. That's when the next indexing happens. That's the fourth quarter, folks. That's why Denver should have never moved their election date to April. Because they fucked themselves in the digital indexing of things. Because when you understand, if you do the right thing and you follow that mantra, your content will supersede everybody that doesn't. And that's why you see what you see. Because I've already been building the content for 12 years, not just a little story here and and then 1 year I write about this. No. But we manage 80 platforms, folks. These aren't the platforms that the media talks. Oh, we're talking to candidates and their platforms. See, when media uses content that isn't in the mortal world and what they think they're going to bullshit their way into the technology world, believe me, I've already indexed every single author. Denver's a small world. I don't go outside Denver unless they decide they're going to come in and start writing about Denver. Like if you're in another city. Whereas other cities, they don't realize you gotta keep your politics and your shit. Don't come over here and start manipulating ours like Ballotpedia, Wikipedia, all these pedias, man. They all need to be investigated for RICO Act violations. But see, nobody knows this yet because nobody's talking about it. But now that certain people are talking about it because I've been doing this for a while, they're starting to say, gee, man, come and show us this. Yeah, it's what. I mean, it's all free on Google, folks. I just been doing it for 12 years, every single day. More than 8 hours a day. It's all been indexed. Everywhere I go, I index everything. I mean, when was the last time any of these candidates that run for mayor went and did anything? They don't know how to do anything other than what they do. But you look at me, I can do anything, all things that I want to do. As long as I get my 5 hours sleep at night, I'm fucking toasty in the morning. I'm ready to go. I'm so awake, I gotta wake up my coffee.